Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet a rectangle in corner to corner and also explain to you how to use a graph. So no matter what, you're going to learn how to identify where you are in the graph, when you need to increase and when you need to decrease. And why do I have these stitch markers? All these tips and tricks are throughout this video, so be sure to watch till the end. So let's get started. Increasing as well as decreasing, and how to read a graph, because corner to corner is best done by reading a graph directly. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this small rectangle swatch right here in order for you to understand how to make a rectangle. The very first thing is you will need to know how to actually crochet corner to corners. So first of all, corner to corner is a box stitch that is done from one corner to another corner, and it is done typically in these two different forms, which is a double crochet version as well as a half double crochet version. The half double crochet version is also known as mini corner to corner because the little pixels or squares or box stitches are much smaller. Quick little reminder, increases are done with a chain of 6 or 5, depending on which stitch you're doing, plus 3 double crochets or 3 half double crochets. Decreases are done 3 slip stitches, chain of 3 or 2, 3 double crochets or 3 half double crochets, and in the rest of the row it's chain of 3 or 2 plus 3 double crochets or 3 half double crochets. Now, it is important to know that these ones are only done on the edges. So while we're going through the rectangle, I will provide you with additional tips and tricks to remember when you need to do an increase and when to do a decrease. It's very easy, and once you get the hang of it and made this little swatch, you will have endless of possibilities on how to crochet corner to corner. So we're going to start by making one little pixel here. We're going to start increasing, and once we hit 3 rows, so this is 1, 2, 3 rows, then there is a change happening. On this side right here, you will see that the direction is changing. Once the direction changes 90 degrees, that is where the change happens between increasing to decreasing. So as you can see right here in row 3, the direction on this side changes and it goes from increasing now to decreasing. However, on this side, the direction hasn't changed yet. That means on this side, we're going to continue increasing until the direction changes in 90 degrees. That means here in row 5, we're then starting to decrease on this side or this edge as well. And then from that point on, we're just going to decrease. So let's do this in reality. I'm going to use double crochets for this swatch as the example, because most of the time you will see double crochets done for graphs or for corner to corner. So I have here a chain of 6, place 3 double crochets, 1 in each in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Once you're done, you have your very first box stitch. So just a quick reminder, a box stitch is a certain number of chains and 3 stitches, either double crochet or half double crochet. This entire thing can also be done in treble crochet. It has an additional number though. That means it will be chain of 4 and 3 treble crochets. So now that we made our very first box stitch, I like to check it off in my graph so that I know I did this, okay? So now we're going to row 2. Now, because we're still on the edges of row 2, we need to make another chain of 6, okay? So that's what we're going to do right now. So for me, I'm just going to determine the direction. It doesn't matter whether you're going this way or this way. You just have to choose one, okay? So I'm going to go into this direction right now and make my second pixel or box stitch. And because I'm on the edge, I'm going to do a chain of 6. And again, make my 3 double crochets in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Now that I have these 2 box stitches, I need to connect them. All box stitches are connected with a slip stitch. So that means you're going to flip your pieces over and then insert into this chain space right here, your hook, and make a slip stitch. And now they are connected. So if you now hold your piece the way our graph is, you will see this is the first one right here, and this is the second one. That means I'm going to check it off right here. And now we need to go over this direction, and because we are still in the middle of the row, we're not on this edge here, we're in the middle because this is the direction we're going to, right? So that means we are in the middle of a row, and therefore we're doing a chain of 3 instead of a chain of 6. So chain of 3, and then you're going to place 3 double crochets right into this chain space. Now again, we are on the edge of our piece, and we now made 3 pixels or 3 box stitches. So I like to check it off. So it means I finished that now. So we're now going in this direction. We are on the edge of row 3, and we're going to work our way this direction. Okay, so upwards like that. So that means we have one edge. We're going to place a chain of 6 over here. And then we have 2 in the middle, which is a chain of 3. So chain of 6. And again, your 3 double crochets in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. Then you're going to flip it over in order to connect your new box stitch to the previous one, like so. So now we're in the middle of the row. Now this can be a little bit confusing because now we're holding like this. I'm like, where am I? So the easiest way to do that is match it up the way your graph is. So you can see we're here on the edge. We're now in my loop is here in the middle, right? So we just did this one right here. We're right in this spot. So that means we're doing a chain of 3. So chain of 3 and 3 double crochets. Then slip stitch to the next box stitch, and it's connected. And now we're still in the middle of the row. That means we're still going to do a chain of 3 and our 3 double crochets. Now you can see we're back on the edge right here. So if you now lay your project down and match it with your graph, you see exactly where you are. So we just did this one and this one. So you can see my loop is up here. That means we're right here. But that also means we are now in the change of direction. Okay, we finished this and we're now over here. Okay, so row 4 is a change of direction over here. It is not over here yet, but it is over here. So I'm going to use stitch markers for you to understand and remember which one is which. So I'm going to determine right now that the decreasing side right here, this edge right here, is the yellow. So let's write that down. And I'm going to determine that the other edge right here is orange. So that way I'm not getting the sides confused. So I know exactly where I am. So I'm going to put this one aside right now because we're on the yellow side. So what I'm going to do right now is going to place my decreases. So the decreases are done in slip stitches. So you're going to place your 3 slip stitches, which are right on top of the double crochets you had just made. And now I'm going to place my stitch marker right here so I know this is my decreasing side. Okay, so I put it on that last stitch that I made. Now I make a chain of 3 because decreases are done in 3 slip stitches and 3 chains if you do double crochets. And now you do your box stitch as normal. Again, slip stitch. We're in the middle of the row. That means again a chain of 3 and then 3 double crochets and slip stitch. And again 3 chains and 3 double crochets. So let's match our piece with our graph. So and check off what we just did. So we did our decrease right here. We checked this one off. We did this one right here. That's this one. And we did this one right here. Number 5 is still in that same direction. Okay, so that means we're still going to do an increase right here because 5 is still on the increasing side. Although the 5 is written over here, okay, but we still need to do one more because we're going still in this direction, right? From 4 to 5, we're going in this direction. So that means we have one more increase on this side, and then after that, everything is decreasing. So I'm going to place my orange one right here, just on this stitch already, so that I know exactly which one is my decreasing side. It really doesn't matter where you put your stitch marker. It is more kind of a reminder to know which edge you are on. As I said, we're still doing an increase, so that means we're doing a chain of 6 and place our 3 double crochets per normal. So on the 4th, 5th, and 6th chain from the hook. And now we're going to flip. You can flip beforehand. I just like to do it after. It doesn't really matter. And slip stitch. So this is our increasing side, and then over here is our decreasing. So we're in the middle of the row. So I'm going to do my box stitches here until I get to the end with just chain of 3 and 3 double crochets. So that's done right here and right here. So now that I've finished that row, let's mark it in our graph right here so we know exactly where we're at. So flip it accordingly. So this is our yellow. So yellow's on here, and this is our orange, orange over here. So let's check exactly where we are. We did this one right here. We did this one right here, and we did this one right here. So now we are on both sides of the decreasing. As you can see, row 6 has decreasing on both. Okay, so that means right here and right here we're going to decrease. There's no more increases because we're on the decreasing side. That means we're going to place our slip stitches in a chain of 3 and our double crochets as a normal box stitch, and then do that again over here without the slip stitches, and then we're going to finish it up. So that means we went in this direction, and now we're going in this direction. I'm going to keep my stitch marker here. It doesn't matter. You can move it if you like. The idea is just that you know exactly which side is which for your rectangle. So I'm going to place my slip stitches and my chain of 3 and my normal box stitches. And once I'm done, I'm going to slip stitch right here. So now let's match it up with our graph again. We are right here. We did this one and we did this one. As you can see, the yellow is still on top here. My orange is on the bottom. So even though we're now both decreasing, the orange and yellow was never according to whether we increase or decrease. It was more kind of the edge. This edge was yellow, and then this edge is orange, at least for me right here with my stitch markers. Okay, so now I did that, and now because I'm going from here to here, therefore matching this arrow right here, therefore decreasing, we're going to decrease one more time. So there's one more pixel left in order to finish up our rectangle. And we're going to slip stitch here on the side of the pixel or box stitch that we just made. So it's 3 slip stitches, then 3 chains, and then our last 3 double crochets into that chain space, and slip stitch to the next one over, and there we go. So now we made our rectangle. So you can see how these stitch markers are very helpful, and how our graph and checking off our graph and writing down our arrows are very, very helpful. So even if you're a lefty and you use a mirror or some kind of software to flip this video, you can easily use the same graph as a righty. All you have to do is write down your arrows. You could start on the opposite side if you wish. It really doesn't matter, even when you do color changes. And having a little stitch marker is truly a lifesaver, knowing exactly which edge you're on. So the orange edge was always this one right here. And my yellow side, I don't have a yellow pen right now, would be on this side right here. Whether you're going to call them edges or sides, it really doesn't matter. Just remember which one is which. I hope this video was helpful on how to learn how to make a rectangle using corner to corner in double crochet. I also hope that this video helped you understand how to use a graph and transform it into a crocheted project. Please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publish a new video or go live. I sure hope to see you next time. Until then, bye!